you already know the vibes. It's Nota Vibes. It's March 11th, 2023, episode number 13 with yours truly, Peter, and special guest today, ladies, finally, Sosa LC. How y'all doing? How y'all ladies doing today? Of course, obviously, with my boys Rangers and Brian. What up, y'all?
What's good?
What's
How's
up?
everybody?
I'm high as fuck.
You high as fuck already? Already? That's it. They already high as fuck.
I'm not used to this.
How you liking New York so far? Coming all the way from Texas,
It's different, but I mean, it's just compact. That's what I would describe it. It's compact. There's like a lot of things everywhere. Houston, Texas, just in general, spaced out, so it's not that bad.
Yeah. Would it be somewhere that would you ever move out to, like New York? Nah, fuck New York. Whoa.
No.
No. Why you trying to say that? She didn't even say that.
Wow.
Not that you're instigating me already. Shit.
Wow.
You had your first chopped cheese yesterday, last night
You
actually.
did?
It was good.
How was it?
It was good.
Yeah. Come on, Sosa. One time for the one time. Yeah. Do it, come on. Yeah. There you go. Nah, so New York is somewhere you just would visit, not really.
I like the open space, the chill. I'm so tired of the city life, so
Yeah.
I don't want no part of it.
Yeah, of course. LC, how you feel finally
I'm good.
joining Nota Vibes? You about to smoke, you know that, right?
Hi.
Hey, listen, LC, get on Mundo about to be outside, skit, not too much. Introduction, like, tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about yourself, Sosa.
Okay. Well, I have 2 kids, 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. Live in Texas, born and raised in Dallas. So let me see, I'm from the hood, so that's probably why New York doesn't scare me too much. Kind of used to that kind of environment, so it's not really something I'm not too scared about.
Yeah, you was raised in the hood already. You already experienced it.
Yeah. Nothing fazed me at this point.
Okay. How about you, LC?
I was born and raised here in New York City.
What borough?
Oh, we're not gonna talk about that because there's something else on where we will not share the location.
No, cool.
No, but born and raised here in New York City. I have one daughter. She's 7, and I've always been into music or whatever. So, that's kind of been always my interest. And living in New York City, you're exposed to that a lot.
Yeah.
So, it was dope. I was pursuing a music career at one point, and once I got pregnant, I kind of fell off of that or whatever, but I still dibble and dabble here and there. And I see the studio set up. Okay?
We try over here. Ranger got something little going on here. Do you see yourself ever pursuing something serious again in the music industry?
Probably from a writing standpoint. So yeah, I have music that I've done, what they call references.
Yeah.
So
Reference
it's just
tracks.
you lay it down and then you use that to sell it to somebody else. So
Okay.
yeah, I would do it like that.
Little introduction of LC. LC, shout out to everybody here from Ghetto Mundo on tag. Everybody been very anxious for this episode.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that Sosa was coming. But now we have the surprise guest LC. So we're gonna stay in topic. We're gonna stay in tune. Obviously the theme is you ladies. Everybody's really here for y'all. They don't give a fuck about Ranger, Brian, or myself. Today's about y'all too. So obviously, everybody knows, Sosa and I, So I just want perspective because this is the first time we have ladies in any episode here in Nota Vibes. So finally, we can have a different mindset besides Ranger and I and Brian. So I want to know the thoughts and views of long distance relationship. If you're up for it or not, or the pros and cons about it, and in general, what is necessary for a successful relationship in your views and in your views.
Okay. Well, I've never been in a long distance relationship. This is what we consider the first, right? So so far, the communication I feel like is key because we actually converse and get to know each other on a deeper level. So yeah, it makes up for the physical.
Yeah.
Because FaceTime, talk, it helps.
FaceTime?
Mm-hmm.
Like FaceTime, like FaceTime talk or face? My bad. I'm sorry,
know,
y'all. I'm sorry.
Well, you can share that too if you want.
No, another episode.
All right. But definitely, I feel like we have a good communication going on. So I feel like it doesn't do any like ill to it. I guess the idea of being in a long distance for me personally. So far it seems pretty good. I can't really make any complaints about it.
What you feel has been the difference between, you obviously experiencing relationships that is not long distance compared to what you experienced so far in long distance? Like, obviously to me, like I feel like the physical point of view of that, you're not gonna get a lot of that. So you do gotta make it up with a lot of communication, a lot of talking. But then again, there's the balance of space. So what has been the most difficult part in dealing with the long distance?
I would think the only ill cause is just the physical part, but like you said, me personally, I feel like the communication makes up for it, because what I'm experiencing is because of that communication, I've never had in a relationship from the person that I live in the same city with or anything. The communication's not there. The physical there, but the communication's like fucked up.
Yeah.
And from what I'm getting here, I like more communication in a relationship. And I feel like this has been working out for me in my perspective, just because that key thing is there.
Yeah.
So when we do end up being in a closer environment, we still have that communication going. And then we'll have our time with the physical. But like,
Of course.
I feel like that's more important at this point.
So like you saying that your love language is more like communication rather than physical.
Yeah, I feel like it helps express a little
Okay.
bit more. Allows myself to be a little bit more open to like what I think of you, how I feel about you.
Okay.
Or like even in the wrong, like we can have that. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I can't.
No. So yeah, I was gonna go to you. I was gonna go to you
I
like
can't do it.
long distance. I think the other day you made a joke saying that the furthest you would go to is the Bronx.
Right here.
Right here. That's it.
Bow. You live
That's
past this? Nope.
Now why?
No, I'm lying. I could do a little bit past this. It has to be a drive away. It has to be a drive away, and I'm not driving 4 hours. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour or two, whatever. That's fine. But I need to be able to see you at least every weekend, or if you're busy, then fine. I'll make time for you again during the week or something. But the ability to do that needs to be there for me, because
Yeah.
I need to see you, feel you, be with you, and I like sex, so I need that a lot.
Yeah.
And if you live far, we ain't getting that. If you live far, you can have sexual communication, but you're basically pleasing yourself with the idea of the other
It's a
person.
fantasy.
Correct.
That's true.
And I can't. That's not enough.
So you would say that your love language is more physical than communication?
No,
Not-
because I
Not saying that communication is not part of what you're looking for. I'm saying you prefer more.
No, because I do also like words of affirmation. I like communication, not constant, because I also can get suffocated very quickly. So if you're calling me all the time or texting me all the time, or you need to see me all the time, now I'm suffocated. Now I'm just feeling like you have nothing else to do in your life, and we need some space.
This is
I got
me.
one.
Okay,
This
go
is
ahead.
literally
Go ahead,
me.
Fanny. Go
This is
ahead.
literally me. Like, this is literally me. You feel me? And I like to fuck every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Like I need that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do that relationship from a distance. Shit.
So.
And I got trust issues, so I don't really trust people like that. So you over there in West Bubblefuck doing God who knows what.
I see that point.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that might be your case
Yes,
specifically,
Yeah.
but for me, you
With the double
feel me? The devil don't go to sleep. That's what my grandma always used to say. So I don't know. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? At least it don't work for me.
So it's a more mental peace for you if you dated somebody that's like a drive away.
Or drive away, yeah. Not that they're gonna be not gonna cheat, because if they gonna do it, they gonna do it.
But that's
Yeah,
what I'm
they
saying.
gonna do it close
for
or
your,
far.
but that's what I'm saying.
But
For your peace.
For my piece, I'd rather just have you more nearby, where I could just dead it easier. You know what I'm saying? And it's cost effective too. I don't gotta take a flight and take days off from work and do all this other extra shit because I gotta go see someone over there, you know.
Right.
Again, if your means of doing it, if you really got the love and you want to do it, that's totally fine. For me, it don't work. I'm not doing all that effort.
Yeah. How about you, Brian?
Man, Man, how can I tell you? Like, I'm that affectionate person
Yeah.
and all that, but at the same time, I get tired easy of that for some reason. You know, I understand that as a man, you gotta have your things to do on your own.
Yeah,
for me,
your
it's
hobby.
it's a little bit hard for me to lock in certain situations. So time is very important in a man's life, and you need to know where you're putting it. So a long distance relationship, I've been in things like that, and it just don't work, bro. Like it's extremely overwhelming, and I prefer the peace of mind. And,
Yeah.
and
So you're saying that it takes, as a group, you guys can agree that it takes a little bit more energy to put in a long distance relationship.
No,
No,
I
I
think
feel
that
the
any
same thing.
relationship needs to have the right amount of energy to make it successful and last.
yeah,
There are
course.
different types because of the situations you're in, but it's not to say that if you're far you need more energy or if you're close you need more energy. No.
No.
It needs the energy it needs to succeed. And the only people that would know what that is the two that are in it.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
Right.
yeah.
You got to know your partner. Does your partner really want to be hearing words of affirmation a lot? Do they want to be touched? Do they want to be, you know,
They want to get good night
spoiled?
texts.
Yeah, like you gotta
Little
know
shit like
those
that,
things.
You gotta know their
The
love
little
language.
details.
Yes.
Okay, so
That
like,
makes sense.
you know, so my question now in general, what is necessary for a successful relationship in general, whether it's long distance or in general period? Like, what do you think is something that needs to happen in a relationship in order for that relationship to be successful?
Understanding. I think that is very hard for people to do in any kind of relationship, friendship, co-worker. People are not understanding enough with each other. You can take things personal more often than not. So if
Yeah.
you had a bad day, now you come home and your partner is like, you know, asking you something right away, you know, you get upset or whatever. That had to do with you and your day. That wasn't your partner. And now it's like, oh, she's always nagging me.
Yeah.
Is she? Or were you just in an upset mood and it kind of reflected that way? So just, you know, being understanding what people need, what they want, what they're going through.
It's true, because I feel like, in my perspective, like, communication is key, but you can communicate. I can be here talking to you for hours, but if she's not understanding what I'm saying, then I just wasted my whole breath, and now we didn't get anywhere.
Yeah.
I think honesty is a big one too.
Ooh, I like that one.
Like I feel like you should have the ability to be real honest with your partner. If you fuck up or before doing something behind their back, just really try to understand and have a conversation about anything, you know, whether even if you cheated or you did it already. I feel like as a man, it's better if you say it up front than she finding out by so and
The
so.
words of my
You know what I'm saying?
outside. Yeah.
So honestly,
Or the phone.
honesty in any capacity of the sense of the relationship, I think that's very key right there.
Why do you think people hide honest truth from their partner?
Maybe because they don't want to make them feel bad.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't want to like, cause there's somebody you love, you have a soft spot. So sometimes you're gonna be biased in certain things they do. You know,
Yeah.
so sometimes they come to you for advice, and you might not be honest to them.
Yeah.
Like you really fucking up, but cause you're my wife and I got love for you. Oh nah, baby, everything is good. You know, but you really fucked up. You might have done something bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
So
could
you
also
ever
do
have that
honesty.
accountability to tell them honest.
You could also say honesty in a sense of expressing yourself wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that too.
we also don't say what's going on or what we're feeling and then expect the other person to just know
Right.
or read our mind and
Yeah.
change, and that's not going to happen.
Yep.
So that honesty of, hey, I'm not feeling this right now, or,
Right.
you know, I need more of this from you.
I agree.
You don't think people sometimes hide that honest truth because of what they've been through, of trying not to like be so vulnerable because they know what vulnerability has done to them in the past?
You can, but again, you're living in fear of something that has happened already, and you're projecting that onto the next relationship, which in past can sometimes actually make it happen.
Yeah.
If you're projecting something you went through onto a new thing, technically you're bringing it about.
Right.
True. Very true. You haven't moved on, basically, is what you're saying. Like,
Yeah,
fully.
you're holding on to something.
Now, we're talking about, people's mental and everything. I would like to know the perspective, especially from ladies. Is the turn off and turn on one mentally interests you, or one mentally separates you from someone? Like a more of a mental turn on, not a physical thing. Like what is something about them, about your partner that turns you on mentally, or something that they do, or in general that anybody can do that can you can view them like off because the way they speak, the way they act, anything that turns you off.
Ignorance turns me off, and intelligence turns me on.
Yeah, that's actually my answer too.
Yeah,
Ignorance
because
is a big turn off. Like, I can't fuck with it. I can't.
In ignorance, and because there's a lot of
I was gonna elaborate.
Yeah.
So ignorance in a sense that one, you're not open to any new ideas or any other thoughts. You're stuck in your ways. To me, that's a little ignorant. And also ignorance in a sense of the open-mindedness of society and culture and things progressing. There's a lot of people who are very ignorant to that as well.
yeah.
Now, if you can't spell or write, I'm also gonna have a problem with you. Because I can't deal with it if I see it in my text messages. Where the fuck is autocorrect?
Hey,
Why the fuck Siri not Syrian?
Yep.
Because if
Everybody
you text
stop
me
typing.
like that, we gonna have a problem.
No, of course I
So
agree.
that part of ignorance, but then I also like intelligence because I want to be able to snap jokes on you, crack on you, whatever. You snap jokes, crack back. But then in a moment where, let's say we're watching something and a scenario comes up, I want to be able to sit there and really talk about that scenario with you, and you give your honest opinion and good ideas, not just sit there like, yeah, nah, that shit was crazy. You see what he did there? Like, okay, like, well, what did you feel about it? Would you do that? I
You want to have
intelligence.
intellectual
Yeah.
conversations,
Mm-hmm.
engagements with your partner.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I've been in a situation where looks
Blinded you.
and knowledge ain't the same. Not.
If her ass is bigger than her brain.
No, it's true. Listen, sex could be amazing. That's only one aspect of a relationship. But when you look at, like, what do you do after sex? Like, is it like, do you guys have a bond? Can you guys have a conversation? That's what I look into a lady as well. To be honest, like, can we laugh? Can we goof around? Can we also, in serious moments, act serious or have intellectual conversations that can about life in general? It doesn't have to be like you said. Oh yeah, that shit was lit. Yeah, I mean, I always say we outside. Yeah, we outside, inside. But at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a homebody. I'm not gonna lie to you. I prefer to stay home. And if I'm a homebody, that means we're gonna be together a lot. So if we're gonna be together a lot, let's actually be productive with just interacting. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's much more than just sex.
Right.
To be honest, because sex can get boring when there's nothing else around it that supports the
Right.
sex.
Right.
Because sometimes I want to have sex with you just because I'm mentally turned on by you.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I think a mental thing definitely for me, is key. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made mistakes in the past of choosing females physically over mentally? Yes, of course, but that's why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking now, because I've noticed that looks can only take you so far, and for me, looks is only sex.
Yep.
Let's be honest. Physical is what attracts you, but the bond is what keeps you around. You know what I'm saying? The one that actually was, intellectual with you and bonded with you, that's the one that when men fuck up, they get sad for. That's the one. Not the one that it was just good sex. You know why? Anybody can give you sex, but not anybody can actually connect with you.
Correct.
And when you're down, they lift you up, and it's something like of a boss female. A boss female to me is someone that they know their feminine role, but when their man is not as masculine at the moment because mentally he's down, that's the one that lifts you up. And that's like a boss female. And I wouldn't invite no other females in this group. I would choose you ladies again, you know what I'm saying? Because you ladies definitely give me that energy of like a boss female, like somebody who would definitely hold it down individually and also in the household if needed. You know, so
Absolutely.
shout out to y'all. You heard?
Thank you.
Now, we all met each other on the app.
Yeah.
You know, except me and Ranger and Brian, but us right here, and even y'all, you know,
Yeah.
definitely, we all
I met
met.
LC without being in the app, so.
Hey,
I can say that.
that's good.
I can
Okay,
say that.
okay.
That's true.
Now, I just want to say, would you date anyone on the app? What are your thoughts about it? Also, what if you're on the app and you date anyone outside of it that has no idea about the app? Can this be a problem? But let's answer the first one. What are your thoughts about dating anyone on the app? Ironically, I gotta ask you.
Wow.
I honestly don't think I've ever dated anybody off the app. Me personally, I didn't really think about dating. It was more just something different. I haven't had the app since when? September. That's when I had joined. So I was fresh off of my situation, adapting to the streaming world, tagged, and I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
But
You was
I
open to the
think-
idea?
yeah, I was open to it. I wasn't against if it was to happen. It was different, but I don't know. I think it's out of my element because it's not like me to.
Yeah.
But you like who you like. You get involved with somebody that you're really into. You can't really control that part either. So it's like if that connection, that bond's there, why not?
Of course. Okay. You,
I
Elsie?
was always like, nah, I'm not dealing with these fuck niggas. They bugging the fuck out. Everybody want to date everybody. Everybody want to talk to everybody. Everybody's in everybody's DMs. Stop lying to me. Y'all in everybody's DMs.
Talk
Y'all
your
have either seen a dick or a pussy or both.
Shots
Talk your shit.
fired.
Never want to do. You do it on here sometimes, but it be like, I'm just playing. I really like you. And then in the DMs, it be like, yo, but what's good? What's up? Like, let's talk. I don't talk to nobody else. You the one. No, I'm not trying to deal with that.
There's no mute button.
People that are on an app, to me, are looking for attention. They're looking for attention. They're looking to deal with a whole lot of people. And a lot of them is just looking for some ass on the side.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them got situations at home. Looking for some ass on the side. And it's very easy because these people on the app are open to being socially sexual, if you want to call it that. And that's not me. I need the nigga that's on the side, that's in the back, that don't say a lot, that don't talk too much, that is a mystery to me. And now I want to see what that mystery is about. What does he do? Why is he like this?
Wanna open
Why
that
is he
box?
fire like
Fuck
that?
You, bro.
That's the kind of nigga that I want. Now, I might sound like a little bit of a hypocrite because I am also on this app. However, I have always felt like I'm an entertainer. I love music. I love performing. I love making people laugh. That brings me to this kind of social app because I want to share that with people. I want to entertain people. And I like the feeling I get when I see you laugh or when I see you get butthurt about a roast or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now, me, I date somebody outside of this app. And he's fully aware of the fact that I'm on this app. And he'd be like, get your money, babe. Have them send you that money. Yeah, look at them laughing and getting roasted. They paying you to roast them? Get that fucking money. At the same time, I'm like, you know they flirt. You know they say shit. He's like, that's everywhere. That happens outside. When we walk, when we're sitting down somewhere, they're going to do that. Mm-hmm. It's how you handle yourself. Mm-hmm. And anybody in here could tell you that if you have ever DM'd me or hit me up or tried to hit on me, the way I curve you is either making a roast about you or laughing and talking about it like that. I never gave y'all time of day, so let's talk about it. But that's just my perspective on dating on the app. I just feel like everybody's for everybody, and I am not that kind of girl.
So you never considered.
I would I would never take somebody serious off the app. I'm sorry. Because as a matter of fact, now I'm dating you, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm in a live, and it's your live, right? And now there's a bunch of bitches talking or whatever. And you don't want to fuck your money up. So now you doing a little flirt back or you saying little cute things or whatever. I will slap you through this fucking live. Like, why are you
Bam,
playing
bam.
around with me? I will slap you through this live. Like, let Shorty know that it's not that serious and she's not finna get that attention. Like, don't do that. Then the second part of it is, if I'm dating you and you're on the app and I'm on the app, who's to say you're not looking at all those DMs? Because now you popular.
Yeah.
You the one that everybody goes to. Now, they know you dating somebody and some bitches get turned on. Ooh, he dating somebody. Let me see if I can still get that. Let me see if he'll look at this picture. Let me see if he'll respond. Let me see if he'll fuck me. So that I could come back later and say, ha, that's why I fucked your nigga. You love him, but I fucked your nigga. Oh, babe, it wasn't that serious. I was drunk. Caught me off guard. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not dealing with it. I can't do it.
So you rather just avoid the nonsense and just have somebody off the app.
Exactly. And if shit is gonna go down like that, because it can off of an app, it could be outside. A nigga could cheat on you outside or entertain bitches outside. Yeah. But I would rather that happen to me outside, not on.
Now, you being the one on the app and your partner not on the app, but sounds like a very secure man about himself, about not a jealous man. Now, let's say he did have a problem with you on the app. Would you ever consider removing yourself, making the relationship better in his perspective?
If you need me to get off an app to make a relationship better, that app took over my life.
I agree.
I'll repeat that. If you need me to get off an app to make our relationship better, that app took over my life. And that is why you feel like I need to get off of an app for you. Mm-hmm. I would never let that happen. You're not going to take over my life. This is fun. This is entertainment. This is where I get to chill with some of y'all. It feels like a local bar. But I'm not going to neglect my man for this app. Or to be on here, or to be sitting on here. There's weekends or days where y'all be like, what the fuck happened to you? You disappeared. No, I was spending time with my family and my friends in real life. Not to say that y'all not real, but in my actual life, I have friends and family.
That's how she felt. Right?
And I got to give them time too. And most of the time, that's the weekends for me.
Of course. Now, away from this dating shit.
Where we going next?
No. Like I said earlier, I respect you ladies as a whole, being a woman, but both of y'all have something in common, both of y'all parents.
Yeah.
And I feel like one of the things I respected here, hosting here on Ghetto Mundo and Nota Vibes, is a lot of parents out here, a lot of mothers that do their thing daily 24/7, because as a mom, you never stop being a mom. Even when you off from work, you're still a parent. Mm-hmm. Now, specifically this topic, co-parenting. What is your advice as mothers for a great co-parenting relationship? And what do you do yourselves to make sure that co-parenting goes well?
Well, that's an interesting question for me because me and my baby father don't have good communication. Mm-hmm. We don't. So it's pretty much non-existent at that point. The only thing I feel like so far we have not gotten into any fights is because I minimize communication with him. I don't know why, but my device is not sending me all his messages. I would have to get them from IG. It's a blessing in disguise why it doesn't work, because I feel like with that less interaction, where he has to get through hurdles to get to me, it's just, I don't know. I wish we can, because I want my kids to be like, hey, can I talk to dad? Or hey, can I have the kids? I wish it was there because it'd be so much less stress off my shoulder. Yeah. But because we have that poor communication, it's a struggle. So I really don't have too much of a good advice, because me, myself, I'm not an example at the moment.
So maybe not an advice, but what would you like maybe in your specific situation to improve in order for that relationship to become better?
Because of that less of
it's just communication.
Yeah, it's just communication. That's really what it is, because he's spiteful. He likes to throw things in my face. He likes to get under my skin. He's literally the only person that can get me out of character. And it gets overwhelming because you have to constantly defend yourself from the very person you have to deal with because of your kids. And when when you're pinned in a corner like that, what do? You react. And then it becomes a bigger problem.
Yep.
And then everything's fucked. And then their mama and their sisters, everybody gets involved.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. Why?
It becomes a big drama.
It does. It comes with a lot of drama. And his family is known to, like, contact me. I block them all. Because I'm not going to argue with y'all. I'm not going to stoop to the level where I have to disrespect y'all because you have to make excuses for your son's actions. Like, I'm not doing it. I don't want to hear it. So, you know, that the fact that we hardly communicate and we have to communicate through Instagram messages has been working for me because I don't receive what he wants to always tell me through, like, a regular message.
Yeah. My situation is a little different. I was living in Florida, and there wasn't enough money there for me, for my standards, rather. So I came back to New York City to make money. And the idea was that we were going to build this company, Yave Tequila. Please look it up and drink it.
You heard?
Hey.
So we both are part owners in that company, and we were coming here to help build it and then go back to Florida. And he just never happened to get his life together after a certain point. It was like, why? Now I feel like you're a burden to me, and I got to carry you, and I got to make all this money to support you and our kid and myself. And besides that, you're not contributing anything else either.
Oh my God, that was my
So,
situation too.
you know, once I moved back here and he was over there, then it was this long distance thing. Not in a relationship, but in a co-parenting ship that made it really difficult. My daughter didn't understand, why is he so far? Why can't we see him? And then he got into his own, like, depression. So I had to suck up what I was feeling to try to help build this person up that I didn't even want to be dating anymore.
Yeah.
But I had to build him up for my daughter. So encouraging him to talk to her, to spend time with her, to move back to New York, to see her. And the persistence of that, you know, it was difficult. It was very difficult. I was in such a situation. I never had a break. It was 24/7. You know, baby, kid, working, and then baby. So it's a lot. And finally, I got him to move back to New York. And I'm still having to deal with, you gotta call her. You still gotta call her every day. She doesn't see you every day. Every other weekend, you need to pick her up. And I don't even do every weekend. I let you have a break. So all week you don't see her. Some weekends you don't see her. And the ones that you do, if I get even one little problem from you, I really get upset. Because it's like, you don't have much to do. I don't ask for anything. I don't ask for money. He's not on child support. I don't ask for anything like clothes or anything like that. It's just call her and spend time with her. And if you can't meet those standards, then I really get upset because it's like I'm asking for the bare minimum just so your child can be happy.
Yeah.
Now,
I agree.
I hear these stories, and you know, I'm sorry for you ladies even dealing with it, but when is enough? Meaning, like, when is it? All these actions that they keep on repeating and doing constantly, to the point where you want to take it possibly to court and do child support, where now they get the point, like, oh shit, like, they mean it this time, you know, like, when is it too much? You know, sometimes they get used to it because guys either accept it, like you said, you compromise how they want it just to keep peace. But in reality, it's peace for them, but not peaceful for you guys.
Right.
I'm gonna sound like I don't know. I don't even know what the adjective is to describe how I'm gonna sound right now. But I'm sorry. I don't really truly believe in holding money over someone's head when it comes to a child.
Agreed.
I'm not gonna threaten you financially to do what you need to do. If you are not going to do what you need to do, you best believe I'm going to do it, and you know the responsibility lands on you to show your child who you are and what you can be, because they're gonna see that eventually.
Yeah.
That child is gonna grow up and say, "Damn, you ain't do shit for me.
Yeah.
You didn't even see me every other weekend.
Yeah.
You didn't help mommy with this and that."
Yeah.
I don't have to do much in life to have your character and who you are come to light with your child.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to hold a monthly sum over your head to say, act right. No, you're grown. You're grown. And if this child isn't worth you getting your life together or contributing, then your child's gonna be like, damn, I didn't mean shit to you then.
Yeah.
Has there been situations where you ladies have received comments from your kids where it has to do with the father of your kids, like why does dad do this, or why, like, and how do you even respond to that? Like, I'm pretty sure that's like a difficult moment.
Me personally is difficult because my kid's father and her, or my little girl, not my boy, they don't have a bond, and it's heartbreaking because he reacts, and when he reacts, it's lashing, but it's like in a place where it's a bothersome. Me as a parent, as a mother, those are your kids. Why are you losing patience to where you react that way?
Mm-hmm.
That fucks me up because you're supposed to be her protector, and you're the person that she's scared from because you're breaking that. And I would fight with him constantly because I needed him to understand that he was gonna regret treating her that way.
Yeah.
And I'm not the type of parent where I'm gonna bash who your father is. I don't believe in that. Like Elsie said, they're gonna pick that up on their own.
Mm-hmm.
They're smart. I came from a broken home. I picked up who was in the wrong in whatever case scenario. It'll be the same for my kids. I don't need to talk shit. I need to just do what I gotta do. And the only reason why I myself am putting my kid's father in child support, I was like, Elsie, my kids are not enough to where you can just naturally be involved in your kid's life. These kids are a part of you. How do you not want that? Cherish that. Have that around. See them upcoming. See their personality develop. Like, they're babies, but not for too long.
Exactly.
Those are cherished moments that you're losing. So, me from a broken home, I want my kids to have all that love, all that understanding of what a home is. But because of that person's lack of action, what can you do? So that led me to end up like leaving a relationship when I had enough. It was me losing myself mentally before the physical left. Because mentally I'm still holding on because he was my husband. I respected the title. I was trying to honor it because that's what I was trying to aim for. My family, my husband, my kids, my home, providing, doing everything. Even when he did the bare minimum. So it's hard when you have to get to that place where you have to leave physically because mentally you tried everything to prevent it.
Mm-hmm.
And when that physical part comes, then they don't like the reaction. Why? I have warned you and talked to you and told you repeatedly for you to say, like, to understand where this was going.
Yeah.
So, when you end up leaving physical, that's when you like had enough.
I don't know that I would ever put my daughter's father on child support. I would hope that because of the woman I am and how I've treated him and the respect that I've had from him, even when I felt didn't deserve respect, that when he actually does start making money and does start working, that he will just naturally want to use that money to take care of his child. Because I wouldn't want you to do anything for me. I don't need anything. I take care of myself and I always have. And I take care of our child. So it's not a necessity, but it's something that I would hope as a man you say, now I'm good, now I'm up, I'm going to use this to also help my kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Now, this sounds like, that's why I said you guys are mothers 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Not 24/7, 25.
25/8. You gotta add an extra hour and day.
Not 24/7 ain't enough.
No,
It's 25/8.
I agree. So my question is, what is the most difficult part of being a mother, and what do you love the most from being a mother?
Well, what I love the most about being a mother is that the type of love that I've never actually felt from a human is so unconditional, and it's so different. It's hard. You mentally don't have a break. You're constantly tired. You're physically drained, and you have to wake up and do it again and again and again. It doesn't matter what condition you're in. You got to get up and do it. Even when you're mentally overwhelmed with life, and then you're trying to do your best as a mother for your kids, you beat yourself up, so it gets overwhelming. And then you start feeling the disappointment because you passionately cared to do good for your kids.
Yeah.
So it's hard. That pressure is there all the time. And, you know, that's why I love my kids. Because regardless of whatever situation I'm in, that love, when I come home and they say mommy and they hug me and kiss me, it's like, okay. Like, bitch, get it together. Like, this is why you keep getting the fuck up. Without my kids, I wouldn't cease to exist in this life. I don't care to live at this point because, you know, the world is just such a cruel place. People who you think you can trust are all snakes. Even your own circle, your family, your mother, your aunt, your cousin, whatever the fuck. Whoever the fuck. And it's hard when you're alone as a single mother mentally and emotionally because the physical part, I can't complain. I'm going to do it regardless. But the mental and the emotional stress, it like lingers from that is like it's heartbreaking. Because you know, we shouldn't beat ourselves up, but we do.
Of course.
So I'm an artist, right? I make music, I create things, and I feel like my daughter was my greatest creation. I sometimes like look at her while she's sleeping right before I wake her up and I'm like, damn, I made that. Like that came out of me. And not gonna lie, at the moment that she was conceived, there was love there. So she was made from love. And it's dope to be like, look what love made. This little human being that now cherishes who you are, inside and out, no conditions. You know, somebody who sees you singing and now wants to sing too. Sees you rapping and wants to rap too. Sees you trying to make jokes and wants to make jokes too. This little mini version of who you were and are, and you get to mold them and create them and give them this really dope life, this cool life that they get to then take and make their own things with. I'm a very creative person, and I don't know if it's this haraka weed that we just smoked,
Hey.
but I mean my thoughts.
That means it's not
No, yeah, that's a nice way you put it. Basically, that's your best creation now.
Yeah.
What now, like, what's the most stressful part though? That was beautiful the way you put it.
The most stressful part is having to be on 24/7, you know? And I also think one of the stressful things about it is for a lot of people, they don't get breaks, right? Well, I have great parents. I have a great support system right where I live. And my parents are amazing. They will take her. They will stay with her. She does sleepovers. My sister does that too with her. So I get some kind of support and relief all around. I can't complain. If my baby daddy never did a thing again in his life, I would still have, you know, that support system. But the most stressful thing about it is as she's growing, she's coming up on situations where I have to make a decision. Do I tell her about sex? She happened to Google something and sex came up and a video came up and now there's a question of, well, what was that? Do I talk about that? Do I hide it? Is it too early? Is it too late? Bullying in school, you know, people saying mean things. Nobody likes me. I'm ugly. You know, all of these things are stressful to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what to say, and I will burn this whole world down if that little girl feels any kind of pain or suffering from someone else. So I have to reel that in and really sit down and say, now, how do I handle this? What do I say? And sometimes I'm like, I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I'm a mom. I really never thought about having kids, but when I was so focused on music, I was like, I'm probably never going to have a kid. So the fact that it happened, it was like, oh shit, I'm a mom. Yeah. Like I really got to guide this person.
Yeah.
And I sometimes don't know what to say or how to handle it. And I find myself calling my mom or my dad or, you know, give me advice.
Yeah.
But that stresses me out. That really stresses me out. How to handle certain things that she's going through.
Certain situations,
Yeah.
Now, what's your biggest fear being a mother?
Losing my child.
Oh.
Yeah. I was gonna say protection. Yeah. That's a big thing. I have to, like, I'm a pit bull. Don't fuck with mine because I will lose my shit. I tell my daughter every time, you're beautiful, you're this, you know mommy loves you, you know mommy will beat somebody up for you. Because I need to let her know you're my baby.
You mean that
Nobody's
shit too,
gonna fuck with you. You know?
She mean that
Yeah.
shit too.
Beat up. Base.
Yeah, because that lack of protection. If I'm not there to protect my baby, I lose my shit.
Yeah.
Because I want my baby. I can't do anything. I have to protect this little baby.
Yeah.
I love her. Like, that's my mini-me. I take pride in what I have. And that's my baby. I'll fuck anybody up. I'll go to jail. I don't care what it takes.
Proudly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear, losing my child. One time I had this dream that, we were in a supermarket or whatever, and she likes to play hide and seek, and I tell her, don't ever do that while we're outside.
Yeah.
But I guess in this dream, my fear came to light where she was playing that, and then she got kidnapped. The feeling I had in that dream, and when I woke up that it was still there, I was crying for
That
like an
would've
hour.
fucked me up.
I was crying for like an hour because I was like, yo, if that really happened, what the fuck would I do? I don't know
You
that
lose
I
it.
would be
You
able
lose
to
it.
live.
Yeah.
But then it's like you want to die, but you can't die because what if that kid is still alive, or you could find them, or they could come back, but where do you look? I don't know. But losing my child is my biggest
Of
fear.
course,
Yeah,
no,
of course.
definitely. Now, obviously, we can all agree here that you guys as kids is like, number one, like that's right. Now, you guys are obviously not with the father of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, dating a man that's not the father of your kids, how long does it take you guys to introduce that guy to your kids? It can make, maybe it's not time period, but what judgment do you guys make in order before you guys say, he deserves to meet my kids?
At least a year and a half talking to you. Because my kids don't have their father all the time because of the lack of his attendance. My kids are going to get lingered or clingy to anybody who comes in as a role model, as a male figure. They're going to linger onto that. My daughter, too, she tells me I want, like, my dad's not a dad. Like, she wants that feeling. So she's attached to my dad and my brother because they're the men, right? She's attached to them. My son, too, like, it's hard. You can't just introduce anybody to your kids when they're going to create that bond themselves. And obviously the person I'm going to get with, I would want him to have a bond with my kid. I would not fuck with you if you don't fuck with my kids. Mm-hmm. That bond has to be there. And it'll be hard. I think, because of the discipline part, I feel like that's going to be a tricky one. Me personally, I discipline my kids. I don't let shit slide. I beat my kids' ass when I have to. So that's, personally another one that I would have to get experience on because I wouldn't know. I just recently left and my kids have only been with their father.
Yeah.
So, it's complicated for them. So I can't really speak on too much on that. But what I can say is, my kids, that bond is important to me. Because I don't want just anybody in their life just for them to walk out. And then that bond is gone. That's harsh.
I agree with her. I don't know that there's a time period. I think that everybody should use their best judgment in that sense. But one of the things I want for my child is consistency and stability. And again, not getting that from her dad is something that I want to make sure I give her in every other aspect of life. And when it comes to a partner that's, not her father or outside of that, I needed to feel comfortable and I needed to feel like that person was trustworthy enough.
Yes.
You don't ever know who someone is truly. But you can kind of tell with time their intentions or the kind of person that they are and if they would even be good around your child. So who I'm dating right now, we were dating for a while, we took a break, and now obviously we're back together. So he's known her this entire time. And it's nothing new for me to bring her around him, but when it was in the beginning, it took a while. And we started dating around the pandemic. we were working together, and then all of a sudden the jobs got shut down, but we had started talking right before work got shut down. So it was getting to know each other then, and we were constantly on FaceTime, and she would see, oh, that's your friend, or that's your friend, or who's that, and you know, that's how they started the conversations and stuff.
What do you guys ask from your partner the most, like, for the child? Like, you obviously said a bond. Like, me personally, you know, I was a rented dad. I was not even a stepfather. You know, I was honestly at one point I dated somebody with 2 kids, and their father wasn't there, and I was there. You know, one was 5 years old. The baby was only like, I think, 9 months old. Aww. So this was a recent baby, and so he only knew me. Like you said, they get attached to that first man that they see for the first time. So, you know, I changed diapers, wiped ass. You know, I did all that. You know, dressed them. I did all that. I did all that. I did the stroller. I did the stroller. I did the stroller. I had the car with the car seat in the back. I was shopping for car seats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, ooh, that car seat is lit. You know, like I did all that. So I'm not saying that I can talk from experience, but from the experience that I had for a year, you know, the attachment builds up. But I think the main thing is respect. Yes. I think what attachment or not, I think the man that you guys choose minimum should show respect to your kids. Mm-hmm. I think it starts before a bond. Respect comes first, and then the bond comes second. Yeah, right. You know, this is me, like I said, me talking from experience. Like, I remember the first time meeting these 2 kids, I was like, oh shit, this is real. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is about to go down. Like, do you question yourself now as a man coming into the woman's life with kids? Like, do I really want this? Yeah. Let me not waste their time on that, because kids are the most innocent creatures in this situation. Mm-hmm. They just gonna be like, they start off like that. That's mommy's friend. That's mommy's friend. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that's mommy's friend. Behind back door is not mommy's friend, but you know what I'm saying, like. But you know, like, it starts off like that, and then, you know, this kid is constantly seeing the guy coming around, and the bond comes. And one of the most difficult situation from me being in that part was when I knew the relationship was getting too toxic, that I needed to separate myself, but not only from her, but from the kids too. You know, and that was the hardest part, to be honest, because it's like, I grew a bond with them too. I was taking them out to dinner myself. I didn't need her approval.
You're a better man than me, Peter.
No, listen, Ranger.
I would have left. Fuck them kids.
That's crazy.
Honestly.
Hey, yo, bro. Nah,
I'm gonna treat the kid good. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. No, of course.
When it's time to call it quits, I'm out. I'm sorry.
No, of course. I'm not saying that I didn't say fuck them, because I did act like that. You know, because for my mental benefit, to be honest. I remember she was using them against me too, like, to make me feel guilty. Like, it was to the point where we broke up, and she called me like, hey, I need somebody to watch the kids, this and that. I'm like, we broke up. And then she goes, oh, so you don't love them? I'm like, don't do that. You feel me? Like, like, don't.
When you come with that, the shit I would just tell you is,
nigga,
bro,
fuck them kids.
Those kids ain't mine. Bye.
No, of course, and but that was the most difficult part, and I feel like
I would have been fuck little Tony.
Yeah, you know,
fuck little Angie. Send them to their pops.
Hey, that's the crazy part. That's me being a man that would stand up in that situation and do that. Imagine you guys as mothers. You don't know what the man's true intentions are.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Know. And that, we never know. You know, like, you could live with somebody, still don't know somebody's intention.
Their own father is fucking up. You think somebody who's not their father is gonna
but that's what I'm saying. So, like, if you guys didn't tolerate it, or upset that you guys are tolerating it from the father, now imagine how cautious you have to be now introducing your kid to, you know, to a new man. You know, that road is just hard. But once you introduce them to that's the partner. And then then you see the bond creating too, gradually growing and growing. And isn't that like a fear on its own?
No, because I also don't. It's not like I make it that this new person is her new dad. No, you have a dad. You have a father. Good or bad, that's your dad.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, whether or not the person that I chose to date is in or out my life, you still have your dad. That's not going anywhere. Yeah. So it's not like, you know, there's this thing that has come up with my daughter because we had a few deaths last year in our family and stuff, and you know, her kind of seeing that people don't stay for long, or they can die, or they can pass on, and this lesson of not everything is permanent. Things end, people come and some people go, and it's okay. And the people that you need to hold on to or you know, stick by are your parents, good or bad. And then your grandparents, because those people have your best intentions at heart. Yeah. And so mommy's friend, who's now her boyfriend, he's here for now. He, you know, cares about you. We do things together. This is beautiful. It may or may not be forever, but right now we're enjoying it. And that's a good lesson to teach a kid, is that enjoy this moment. Moments are fleeting. Things in life are fleeting. So if you enjoy what you have going on right now and don't constantly stress about the future or what's about to happen or what's going to happen, you kind of dull the idea of anxiety for them in life. And that's kind of where I keep my daughter's head, because she's already a very emotional creature. So,
No, I mean, like, I think one of the mistakes was, you know, me being rented dad, you said? I was a rented dad. I want to answer Snacky's comment, because Snacky was basically saying that she probably to this day would say that Peter never wanted to see you, but she had called me, this person I was dating with the 2 kids, she had called me like 3 years after that, randomly, and said, Peter, I just want to say that, you know, you was the best
stepdaddy.
Basically.
Basically.
Basically, because supposedly their kid was talking about Peter randomly. Yeah, you know, and it was like, you know, basically she acknowledged that, you know, like, she told them that Peter was a good man, this and that, like, you know, but things happen. You know, and obviously she wasn't gonna admit that she was the one that fucked up. Of course not. But I would say that, you know, that lesson is, that's why I said this story, is because that lesson right there, I think, even for adults, is like, you know, things come and go. Even the things that you think won't go will go eventually. And if you can just embrace and enjoy those things at the moment and just, you know, don't take it for granted, then that anxiety, like, it will leave one day. It will leave slowly. The anxiety, you know, those thoughtful things of anxiety will leave. You know, I enjoy that advice, you know, because somebody told me that years ago. You know, just enjoy the moment. Enjoy what you have at the moment. Don't think about too much of what can happen.
Enjoy it for what it is.
You know, enjoy it for what it is. It got deep here. Pause. You know, it got deep. I'm gonna be honest. I really want to take this time to, you know, thank you, Sosa. Thank you, LC, for being the first ladies and as guests here in Nota Vibes. You know, the final image of the Ghetto Mundo is gonna be finalized this weekend. Right here, this is the 2 masterminds right here. She's the one creating it. You the one telling her, yo, this is what the fuck you gotta draw.
I just gave her some New York City things.
Some ideas. Once we can do that and complete that, the goal is definitely by April to have the samples of each image. I think it's about 3 to 4 images. And then we can take orders and we can, you know, finally have Ghetto Mundo merch for everybody. You know how I end my podcast every motherfucking time. We're going to say this quick prayer, you know. I want to thank
prayers in the chat.
Prayer in the chat. Prayer in the chat. I want to thank.
I'm doing it in real life.
I want to thank everybody for real for tuning in. This is honestly, I'm humbled for, you ladies for coming through. I'm humbled that we're having a way more guests in the
Thank
future.
you for
Episode
coming.
15. Thank you for coming. Episode 15. Hopefully, we can definitely have Donnie and Luna. That's gonna be toxic. If anybody also wants to be a guest, hit me up in the DM. Also for the Nota Vibes. Ranger's tired of saying this. Comment, follow, subscribe, and share Nota Vibes on YouTube and IG. We definitely already posted about 4 more episodes. There's gonna be a 3 or 4 more left. Luna, please pray because you definitely need a lot of prayers. Father in heaven, I stand before you today in your presence to ask that you grant me strength. I want you to give me the strength to power through all of the tasks today. Whether little or big, it is by your will that I live, O Lord, and I know it is also by your will I will not go weak today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Hey, listen, thank you for tuning in episode number 13. Next week, 14. Luna and Donnie, episode number 15. Get a Mundo merch image done by this Sunday. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate you. You already know the vibes. It's Nota Vibes. Come on, give me a pen.